Live from Austin, Texas, with host Rosie Newberry. Local trends, shopping, and more. This is Studio 512.
Good morning, folks. Thanks so much for joining us today for Studio 512. Side Piece Pie is a really funny name. Just recently opened on Rainey Street, and they call it Pizza with Personality, an unapologetic take for indulgent cravings. Ooh, right. Okay, yeah. Joining us now is Chef Brockton Lane with everything we need to know about this new spot. Chef, good morning.
Good morning, Rosie.
Let's talk about your spots. Okay, first of all, I've got to know why you called it Side Piece Pies, but then a little bit about your style of pizza.
All right, so the style of pizza is a New York hybrid style.
Okay.
So we do 18-inch pies, very large slices, as you can see.
Yeah. This is like a lunchtime filler.
Oh, it sure is. But the sourdough, I think that aspect lightens it. It's not as heavy on your gut.
Oh, we're definitely going to talk about sourdough because
Sure.
That's one of those breads that you can have that even though it isn't technically gluten-free, it's so low in gluten that people feel a lot better after consuming it.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, you don't get the gut ache.
Yeah, right. You don't have to have one of these pieces and then go back to work and fall asleep at your desk.
No,
Mm-hmm.
no.
But when did you guys open? And tell me a little bit more kind of about your backstory.
So we opened August 30th.
Still quite new.
Still quite new, yes, on Rainey Street. We shot out of the gates. It all happened pretty fast, and we're on a pretty good trajectory.
Oh.
Things are going very well. We've just introduced 2 new slices last week, the pancetta and the meatball and jalapeno.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you've brought up this gorgeous set of 6 pieces in front of me, which, by the way, I can't believe just 6 pieces is an entire 18-inch pie,
Yes,
as
correct.
you said?
Yeah.
Okay, walk me through it. I'm going to point at one, and you're going to tell me a little bit about it. This one looks traditional to me, the little cup pepperoni.
Yes, the cup and char pepperoni, the classic, that is still that's our top seller.
Oh, is it?
Doesn't change, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Everybody loves a little pepperoni.
Yeah.
This one is so sweet. It's got little dots of something along the way. It looks very particular.
Whipped ricotta. So that's our cheese pizza, yeah.
That's your cheese pizza.
Yes.
Okay, it might be more than like your 5-year-old's traditional cheese pizza.
Correct, yeah. Mozzarella, fontina, Parmesan, and the whipped ricotta.
Oh, lovely. Okay, I love pepperoncinis.
Yes.
I can see them topping here. What am I looking at with these darker spots?
That's pesto, sunflower seed pesto.
Sunflower seed pesto, okay. And some meat on it as well?
Sausage, yes.
Sausage, okay, delicious. We're moving along. I love a white pizza, so tell me about this.
This is my personal favorite. This is one of our new ones. This is the pancetta and caramelized shallot. So we have a white sauce base, mozzarella, the caramelized shallot, and then we have some rendered pancetta, and then just some chives for some freshness.
Okay, I'm hoping that they're going to leave this for our crew to eat. I'm going to touch it right now because that's what I want for my piece.
Right, yeah, it's claimed.
It's got my germs on
Yeah.
it now. All right, let's talk about this lovely jalapeno setup. You guys are going Texan with this one.
We sure are. This is one of our owner's favorite pizzas. This is the caramelized beef and jalapeno. So roasted jalapenos, caramelized ground beef, and then we have some fresh jalapenos on top.
Yeah, when I can see seeds, I know it's going to be a little bit on the spicy
Little spicy, yeah.
side. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and then is this one of your new pieces as well?
This is one of the original ones. This is
okay.
also white pie. This is slightly more traditional. This white pie, so white sauce, mozzarella, and then we do some preserved lemon.
Okay, I have to show the audience this because it looks incredible. Look at this. This is preserved lemons. Tell me what all goes into this delicious bag.
So it's salt and sugar and then aromatics, and you basically cut the lemons up into X's, and then you pack them with the salt and sugar, and then over time it breaks them down, and it just becomes super delicious, salty, sweet. Yeah.
It looks amazing.
It's awesome.
And certainly not what you would get if you were to just have a lemon straight off the tree.
Absolutely not, no.
Breaks it down, gets those flavors going, and then a lot more soft on the palate, I think.
Yeah, the rind becomes a little more edible.
Yeah. And some of the spices you have in there are?
Pink peppercorn, bay leaf, fennel, that's it.
Oh, okay. So simple.
Simple, yes.
I like that. All right. And then I did promise everybody that we'd circle back around to your sourdough process. So tell me about that.
Yes. So it's a 48-hour ferment. We mix all of our dough in-house at each location. So Dough mix takes about 45 minutes, and then from that point we do a bulk ferment for 2 hours, and then we shape into the pizza balls, and then we let it sit for up to 3 days.
I watch enough baking shows to know that this is proving.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
okay.
it is.
And
Correct.
you have to go through 2 of them?
2, yeah, we do one before the shaping, and then we do one after they're shaped.
Okay. And are you throwing it in the air? Is this a traditional like pizza? I can, like Globetrotter style,
It's
balance it on a finger?
You can, yeah. It's because it's a higher hydration pizza. It's a little more fragile. But some people toss it. Some of the cooks toss it. Some don't. Yeah.
As the chef, what are you inspired by with these flavors? What keeps you moving forward to say that's the next thing we should try?
I am a big fan of classics and just kind of riffing off classics. But I think just, trying to keep things pretty simple and then have like a 1 or 2 elements of something that's bold and exciting, like the preserved lemon.
Absolutely, a little bit of a twist there. Okay.
Yeah.
What's it like being in the heart of Rainy Street? As of course I don't even want to say it's continuing to grow. It's huge.
It's pretty big, yeah. It's been awesome.
What's it been like? Yeah.
It's been great. It's been really exciting to be a part of the process and the growth. And there's a lot of fun stuff happening on that street right now.
And then you've got a second location as well. It's already open.
Yeah, and we just announced the opening of it on campus.
Oh,
West
that's
Campus.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, if you weren't having great business on Rainy Street, college kids love pizza.
Love it. Love pizza. Yeah, we're excited about that location.
That's fantastic. Well, congratulations on that. And then let's talk real quickly, if we can, about First Fridays before we let you go. So it's kind of become a thing for Rainy Street that on First Fridays, everybody offers something special.
Yes. So First Friday is for the historic Rainy Street community. A lot of cocktail, beer, food specials amongst the bars and the bungalows, and we do a feature pizza, something that's seasonal.
Ooh, so something that's different.
Different, yes.
Gets rolled out. Okay, that's a good reason to stop by.
Yes.
And we'll have to leave it there, Chef. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
We
Rosie.
appreciate it. All right, for more information, visit sidepiecepies.com or follow them on social media at sidepiecepies. This segment is sponsored by Affordable Debt Consolidation. NBC News reports that Americans are falling behind on credit card debt, unfortunately, and inflation continues to have a big impact on budgets. In fact, a survey from NerdWallet found that over 1/3 of people feel like they're going to be in credit card debt forever. So if you or someone you know is struggling with $20,000 to $100,000 or more in credit card debt and personal loans, Tim Wilkins with Affordable Debt Consolidation is here to help, and it's always good to see you, Tim.
Always good to see you.
Let's talk about the new year. It's 2024. This is when people start making resolutions.
They do, and debt and diet are the 2 big ones. They get through Christmas, everybody's getting their gift, and I'm having all the cookies I want. I'll deal with it on January 1st. And then those credit card bills start to come in. They look at their balances and they think, this is just unsustainable. The rates keep going up, which makes it more unsustainable. It's a perfect storm for so many people. And that burden of stress, if you're thinking about how do I detox my life and de-stress my life, getting rid of that debt, a lot of people are already getting calls and the different colored letters from their creditors. It's important to get out in front of this. And it's even more important, the younger you are, you want to get money invested. And you go, oh, it's only a 10% return. If you're paying 30% in interest, you're losing 40%. Yeah. Somewhere in there, you're not looking after your future because that money's going down a rabbit hole into the abyss of high interest debt.
Yeah, absolutely. So there are some options out there. And this is options for people who may only have a little debt, but maybe they haven't fallen behind yet, but they're on the verge. You want to talk to those people.
I really do, because the sooner you come to get help, the more options you have available to you. Like a debt consolidation loan, where in that instance you use our platform of lenders to find the best rate for you, the one you qualify for. You find a lower interest rate, put all your debt in there, and you lock in against future interest rate hikes, which is also a huge help because we've seen about 4 or 5 of them in the previous year. So that can be a relief. The next one is a credit counseling program that can do a lot of the same things but without a new loan. And then the next one for people who are really struggling, they look at this and say, okay, this is not only unsustainable, but I've got about 18 days if I don't make a phone call. The nasty letters and phone calls are going to start. that Texas Debt Relief Program that actually negotiates your principal balance, negotiates significant reductions in what you owe, which can be a huge relief for people who are really struggling. Their monthly payment their program payment can be less than half compared to just minimums, and they can often get out of debt in as little as 24 to 48 months.
That's pretty impressive. You brought some visual aid to show people today.
I love my graphs.
I mean, I have to say they're pretty impressive.
They really are. For people who are struggling, you lay those bills out every month to pay them, and you think, can we keep up with $2,000 in minimum payments? That's with $50,000 in credit card. That's our average right now. That debt consolidation loan could have you under $1,000 a month. Credit counseling could have you under $1,100. Both a huge relief for people putting out $2,000 and not paying down their debt. The Texas Debt Relief Program you see, I talk about it being, that program payment being less than half compared to just minimums. That is a huge relief. Now, you want to talk about how much you'll pay off over time with that?
This is scary.
This is really scary. You want to talk about throwing interest away. You're not spending any more money. This is just the interest payments on what you owe, over double that $50,000 over time.
Wow.
Debt consolidation and credit counseling, you see a nice relief there, just under $67,000 and under $64,000. That Texas Debt Relief Program could be less than what you owe today over time.
I think that's a mind-blowing concept.
It really is. Now, you want to talk about how long it could take to get out of that debt, just making minimums, again, not charging anything else, 20 plus years.
Wow.
You're looking at your payment, you're making a payment every month, and if it doesn't feel like it's going down, it's because it really isn't. Debt consolidation and credit counseling, 6 years and 5 years, again, a huge relief. But if you want to think about, I want to invest in my future or be able to save for a rainy day, 24 to 48 months could have you on the path to financial freedom. And if that's a resolution, you want the shortest path, that could be it for you if you qualify.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's also hard to stay the course for 20 years and not put a single other thing on that credit card. My goodness.
Well, that one might be maxed out, like a lot of people are at the
Yeah.
top of their limits. At that point, you can't get extra credit cards, and you're running out of resources to even pay your bills, which is why a lot of people are in this situation.
Absolutely.
They've been putting their living on a high-rated credit card, and it's just really starting to add up.
And there are millions of people who are dealing with this problem, so you are not alone. But if somebody is looking for help, maybe on the internet, or they're following ads that they're getting on Instagram, they need to be really wary.
You need to be wary. Those might not be even actual companies. They could just be marketing companies gathering your information, selling it to the highest bidder. Oftentimes, they're not licensed in Texas. We're very happy that not only are we licensed, we've been helping specifically Texans as a Texas-based company for over 20 years, over 2 decades, and we're very well reviewed on our website, and I'm really happy that we're 100% veteran-owned as a former Marine myself. Former, but we always say we're Marines. I never know how that comes. It's very important, the work that we've done and the people that we help. So reach out to someone you know, someone you can relate to.
Absolutely. So the biggest thing is that you just don't want people to wait any longer. Let's talk about how to get the conversation started.
Well, talk to one of our Texas debt specialists. Gather your bills up, call, and find out what your options are. Find out what's available to you, and think about your goals, and they'll help you walk through that process. But do it sooner rather than later, because there's more options available to you.
We appreciate your time, Tim. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you are struggling with $20,000 to $100,000 or more of credit card debt or personal loans, get a free no-obligation phone or office consultation with a Texas debt specialist and ask about their $1,000 lowest fee guarantee. Call 800-816-1003 now or visit affordabledebtconsolidation.com/KXAN. This segment is sponsored by Affordable Debt Consolidation. Welcome back, everyone. Sarah Jane Parsons is an Austin-based mouth painting artist whose work is absolutely incredible. I can't wait to show you some of it today. We're happy to have her with us to discuss her inspirations and her achievements. So first of all, Sarah Jane, good morning.
Good morning, Rosie. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. Let's talk a little bit about your story, if you wouldn't mind, and how you became a mouth painting artist of all things.
Well, I was a child of the 70s, so I grew up doing a lot of arts and crafts like tie-dye, batik, macrame, and I did a lot of textile work, but I never thought of myself as someone who could draw or paint. However, after an car accident in 1984 that left me paralyzed from the shoulders down, I really didn't know what to do with myself.
Sure.
And I needed a creative outlet. So lucky for me, I had a very good junior high art teacher who decided it would be good for us to go to a one-day watercolor workshop. and learn how to paint flowers. And like I said, not thinking I could draw or paint, I was like, okay, sure, I'll go. And neither of us enjoyed the workshop that much. However, I learned that by holding a pencil or pen, a brush, in the left side of my mouth, I'm right-handed, but I like to say I'm left-jawed, and I can draw, and I can paint, and I haven't stopped since.
Oh, that's absolutely incredible. Not only that, but you picked a pretty tricky medium, because watercolor is, something we've covered on this show before. It is not the easiest to work with. You kind of have to think backwards with what you're doing.
Well, I just like the ease and fluidity of it, and also that it's something I can do really quite independently, because someone can set me up with my pad, my paints, my water, and no matter when during the day I can just go and start painting, touch something up. Back at home, I keep my painting in my living space, so
Wow.
I'll be looking at it, who knows when, and be like, oh, I need to touch that up here, need to do that there.
So the painting can happen at any
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
Yeah, which is wonderful. I do want to ask about what inspires your work, because looking at some of your pieces, I've seen portraits, I've seen movement, I've seen still life. Is it just, the whole gamut that you run?
Well, I'm inspired by things that are close at hand, and that's people that are in my life and that I dearly love. That's just the simple beauty that I see around me. I love flowers, so you see a lot of florals in my work. Still lifes, I've really gotten into. I did a whole series of food. I like to eat, and I like to cook good food, so I did a whole series just on foods I regularly eat.
I can agree with you on the eating. I'm not so great at the cooking, but I think some of the pictures that folks are able to see at home, they can see some of those food pictures, and they're just absolutely gorgeous. And you actually brought a little demonstration for us today.
I did.
I had never seen mouth painting before seeing you today. So talk to me a little bit about your setup, and then we'll let you go for it.
It took a while to figure out what, would be ideal. My brother-in-law made me this little paintbrush holder, because it's nice to have access to more than one size brush.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just keeping my brushes in this little vase, and the poor little brush ends were getting all kinked and bent.
Oh
And
yeah,
we
waiting
figured
in that
out-
water.
Yeah, exactly. So that was really helpful, and I ended up figuring out, taping dowels so I wasn't like crunching through the ends of my paintbrushes and having to buy new paintbrushes all the time. So
You've MacGyvered this.
yes, exactly. But yeah, it's definitely set up for me.
Awesome. Well, if you don't mind, I'll have you move forward, and you've got a little wreath that you're working on, perfect for the holidays.
I was cold yesterday. It put me in the holiday spirit. So I just started working on this yesterday.
The fact that you can even talk to me while you're doing some painting is absolutely fantastic. And such precision with your brush, it's just absolutely beautiful. And I know the precision has come with time, right?
Yeah, definitely. But it's also
Beautiful. As I'm watching you paint here, I want to make sure that I brag on you a little bit, because you're part of an organization, MFPA. It's a for-profit organization that helps mouth and foot painting artists. And you were selected for MFPA's 2026 calendar. You got January, which is your birthday month. And you have, yeah.
it makes me so happy.
Oh, it's a beautiful scene. Can you tell me what the name of the birds are?
They're chickadees.
Chickadees.
I spent a good part of my growing up time in Minnesota, and they're a very common winter bird there.
Oh.
And my brother actually took the reference photos, so I took 3 different photos and placed those birds on some branches that I made up of a white pine.
That's amazing. I'm just going to scoot this a little bit so our audience can see a little bit better. The addition that she just made was down here, absolutely gorgeous, and you can see even shading within the holly leaves, which is really, really cool. And MFPA, can you talk to me just a little bit more about the organization and why it's so important?
Well, it stands for Mouth and Foot Painting Artists, and it has been an absolute blessing. It gives artists like me around the world, there's about 750 of us, the ability to be independent, have purpose in life, be fulfilled in our work, and also to be a part of a community of other people who are like us, who are going through our days a little bit differently than your average person.
Absolutely. And this is the time of the year to really support y'all, because stationery, greeting cards, puzzles, that sort of thing.
Calendars, everything.
You name
Gift
it.
wrap, note cards. I'm hoping, like, my idea in starting this little painting was that it would be a cute little gift tag for a Christmas present.
Oh my gosh. Well, you're absolutely right. It's gorgeous work. I'm so impressed. And Sarah Jane, thank you for sharing with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. All right, guys, see more of Sarah's work at sarahjaneparsons.com and buy your 2026 calendar with Sarah Jane's January feature at mfpausa.com. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored on behalf of Gusto by Tips on TV. The rising cost of healthcare is a growing challenge for small businesses, and a lot of employers are struggling to keep up. Premiums are expected, listen to this, to see the biggest jump in 15 years, putting coverage at risk for millions of workers. So joining us now is economist Dr. Andrew Chamberlain from Gusto. It's a platform that helps small businesses with payroll, benefits, and more. He's here to break down the numbers and what folks can do to help stay ahead. We're happy he's with us. Dr. Chamberlain, good morning.
Thanks for having me, Rosie.
All right. Just how big of a challenge is rising healthcare costs, Dr. Chamberlain?
Well, as you say, it's an enormous challenge. Next year, health premiums for small business are expected to rise 10 to 30%, biggest increase in 15 years. But that's stacked on top of what our research found, which is that since 2022, even after adjusting for inflation, these costs are up 13% for small businesses. So it's a huge challenge. However, what's interesting is that despite these massive cost increases, the share of small businesses offering insurance to their employees hasn't budged. These companies are finding a way to make it work and take care of their employees.
Oh, I love to hear that. But I do feel bad because I know sometimes small businesses can have small margins as well. So who's feeling the rising costs the most?
Well, unfortunately, the biggest burdens are hitting the smallest small businesses with 2 to 5 employees. Now, these are mostly small local mom and pop shops. We've seen costs increase 18% since 2022 after inflation for these folks. So that's up to $8,500 per employee per year. It's a huge extra burden these tiny companies have to carry.
Absolutely. So what are they doing to adapt to some of these rising healthcare costs?
Well, we're seeing companies definitely get creative. We're seeing them rethink benefits to try to put more control over costs into the hands of employees. So sometimes this means shifting toward what are called level funded plans. These are health insurance where it's tailored specifically to the health needs of your employees. Sometimes it means moving to a health reimbursement arrangement, and other times moving to a high deductible health insurance plan. So at Gusto, my most important message is that offering health benefits to your employees, it doesn't have to be an all or nothing decision. There's a whole spectrum, and we can always find a plan that fits any budget and doesn't break the bank.
I love to hear that. And what are some ways that small businesses can keep benefits affordable so that they can keep offering them to their workers without having to cut back?
Well, you don't necessarily have to spend more, but you got to spend smarter. And so at Gusto, what we try to do is give companies control over cost through flexibility and choice. Now, to make this work, you got to go talk to your people. You got to talk to them and figure out what benefits they really want and which they don't care about. And then you can find a package that fits them better. So in some cases, that means moving to a level funded plan or a high deductible plan. In other cases, it means filling out the benefits package with things like vision, dental, and mental health benefits. Those things are so much more affordable than traditional health insurance, and they offer a big bang for the buck in terms of employee satisfaction.
That's good to know. Okay, any tax strategies that you can share with us small businesses can help use to offset costs?
Absolutely. There are tax strategies, and they are frequently overlooked. So a big one that's a no-brainer is making pre-tax contributions to health premiums. That saves money both for the business and for employees. Secondly, is that there's a federal healthcare small business tax credit that many companies qualify for. They may not even realize, and so it's often underused. And then finally, if you can only offer a high deductible plan, you might as well go ahead and offer a health savings account to your employees to let them put away money on a pre-tax basis. So at Gusto, we don't expect every business to be a tax expert. Our tools automate much of this, and our goal is to make sure no money is ever left on the table for small business.
Really good points here. Okay, so where can small business owners go today for more info?
Well, your first stop is talk to your tax advisor, and then come visit us at gusto.com/benefits. We've got all the tools there to help you navigate this crazy cost environment and piece together a benefits package that takes care of your people and fits your budget.
Dr. Chamberlain, we appreciate your expertise. Thank you.
Thanks, Rosie.
The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored on behalf of Gusto by Tips on TV. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Meridell Achievement Center. Meridell Achievement Center wants to make sure everyone knows about how good their behavioral health resources are, especially when it comes to our veteran and military family communities. Here to tell us more today are nurse and patient advocate Anessa, and we've also got Patrick, himself a veteran and a program therapist. Anessa, my first question is for you. It is Veterans Day, and Meridell is recognized as a Patriot Support Program of Universal Health Services. Can you tell me what that represents?
Yeah, of course. So Meridell is a proud supporter of the Patriot Support Program. We provide mental health and behavioral health services to veterans and military families. So what we do is we help develop coping skills for our patients in a very supportive and compassionate environment. Our licensed therapists help provide evidence-based approaches to our patients. That includes crisis intervention, medication management.
That's really awesome. Okay, Patrick, let's talk about how military life can affect something like a child's mental health.
Okay, so the military life that presents a lot of challenges as well as strengths. Some of the biggest challenges for the children are the relocations, changing schools, changing friends, dealing with the stress that comes with that. But the strengths, like the strengths that come with that is it's the opportunity for these children to cope with the change.
Let's talk about some common mental health disorders, though, among military children, because as you said, it's not all positives. It is a little bit of, strength building along the way and can be kind of tough.
Yeah. So what we do see, with some of the mental health challenges are anxiety disorders, depression, PTSD, attachment, and adjustment disorders.
Asking for help so important. And so, Anessa, when should a veteran or military family consider something like a residential treatment program, something like Meridell offers?
Yeah, definitely. So a residential treatment facility is really necessary when a child's emotional and physical behaviors they become a struggle in their daily life, and they're no longer able to manage it safely at home or at school. So some of those things will include like suicidal ideation, self-harm urges, substance use, or just ongoing conflict with family and friends. At Meridell, we do accept most insurances, especially TRICARE, and our admissions team is the best at finding the right treatment care with the families.
Sounds good. Thank y'all both for your time today.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Contact Meridell today via phone at 800-366-8656 or get an assessment started by going to meridell.com. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Meridell Achievement Center.
This segment is sponsored by Plexiderm.
Good morning, everybody. Hey, we have a birthday every single year, and I think it's on that day that you really start thinking, oh no, the time is passing. But that may not necessarily be the reason that you're looking a little bit older when you take a little peek in the mirror. It's a virtual world. We're just seeing a whole lot more of ourselves nowadays. And nobody knows that better than our friend Scott DeFalco, who's going to tell us a little bit more about Plexiderm this morning. Scott, hello.
Rosie, great to be with you. Yeah, those birthdays, they seem to come quicker every year. The number goes up, and people have the misconception that just because they're getting older, or maybe that they have too many wrinkles, that they can't deal with them, and that's just not true. With Plexiderm's new rapid reduction serum, we're going to reduce the appearance of all the key signs of aging in less than 10 minutes, Rosie. It is the in the moment, I need results now product, and it's completely topical. That's why people love it, but we're going to jump right into the before and after pictures so people can see how effective this product will be.
Absolutely. In fact, this is one of my favorite things to do is when you're on Amazon or something like that, I want to see the before and afters. So this is going to be one of my favorite versions.
The proof isn't in the pudding, it's in the pictures.
It's in the pictures. Okay, we got Laura, we got Penny, we got Rose.
Three lovely ladies right here that are dealing with issues, especially around the mouth. You can see it with Penny, and you can imagine how she felt after she put Plexiderm's rapid reduction serum on. I mean, it's a dramatic improvement, and to see it on your screen is pretty amazing, but to be there and witness it in person like I was, Rosie, it's mind-blowing. The people feel so much better about themselves, and all they do is put a small amount on that problem area, wait 10 minutes, and they're seeing the results you're seeing on the screen.
Absolutely. It's incredible that that's not retouched. It's incredible that we're just talking product photos. It's crazy stuff. Let's talk about Maria, Rita, Samantha.
This is actually my favorite montage, Rosie, because the reason why people originally turned to Plexiderm was for the three-dimensional bag. Now, these are three different ladies in three completely different age groups, spanning about 25 years. They have the dark circles, they have the under-eye bags, but it didn't matter how old or young they were or the issues that they had. You can see what Plexiderm did for them. It completely got rid of the dark circles and the under eye bag. So people can get these issues at any age, really, even in their 20s, depending on genetics, lifestyle choices. Maybe they have allergies, didn't get enough sleep, but it does not matter with Plexiderm. It does not discriminate. We take care of all age groups for men and women.
I'm glad you brought up men as well, because our next montage includes Mona, Carol, and now we've got a man in the mix. We've got Don.
My guy, Don, I love Don, and he had the forehead lines that he was dealing with, the deep set forehead lines, Mona with the under eye bags, and Carol with the laugh lines around her eyes and those crow's feet. I want to talk to the guys right now, Rosie, because there's a misconception out there, again, for the men that, they can't get female products, or, that they shouldn't use them and this and that. That is out the window, fellas. It's okay for you to take care of yourself and look better. And for that, you're going to want to use products like this, or what people normally refer to as women's products. They're not just for women, they're for everybody. The men make up a big part of our fan base with Plexiderm, because with our new serum, it goes on clear. So there's no chalky white residue, so men can put it on. It's like a moisturizer. It goes right into your skin. So that's one of the reasons why men love it. And for the females out there, the number one question I get, the number one question I get is, do you have any free samples? And the second question I get is, does this work with makeup? And again, it works great with makeup because it goes on clear. So ladies, if you're watching right now, put Plexiderm on a clean, dry face, wait 10 minutes, then use oil-free makeup as normal. I want to stress that, because anything that has oil in it will counteract the effectiveness of Plexiderm. So put on oil-free makeup, and you're going to get up to 10 hours with the results, Rosie. That's another thing people love about this product.
Amazing. Okay, our last little set here, Ellen, Robin, Jill.
These are three different ladies again. This is a perfect example of how Plexiderm's new serum is working on all the key signs of aging. They had more than one issue they were dealing with. So it's not just the under eye bag. Again, it's the forehead lines, it's the crow's feet, it's those pesky laugh lines around your mouth, and also a real underappreciated part of your body that with aging is an issue, Rosie, loose skin under your neck. That's a big one. And the reason why this serum is so effective is because we've added peptides and collagen to the formula. So we're talking moisture in your skin, we're talking firmness. That's why you're seeing that nice, youthful, glowing look in the before and afters. And again, that's why this product is lasting so long, up to 10 hours with the results. As I stated earlier, that's because of the collagen we put in the new formula.
Let's talk about other reasons why Plexiderm has such a huge fan base.
Number one, for me, or at least from what I've heard, completely topical. No painful injections or expensive doctor visits. People don't have to go through that. There's three things in life I'm afraid of, Rosie. Number one is sharks. Number two are snakes. Number three are needles. So when you look online and they say, oh, you can do minimally invasive procedures, Anything that involves putting a needle into my face is majorly invasive. So the fact that we don't have to do that with this product is the number one thing people love about it the most. The fact that it works so quickly and the fact that it lasts so long. That's really what's differentiating this product.
Not only that, you guys always try to make it special. You have something special going on right now.
This is our biggest discount ever. So this is the Plexiderm 6 application trial pack. Okay, I'm holding it in my hand right here. You can see the 6 applications. So right now, Rosie, this is $14.95 plus free shipping with a 30-day money-back guarantee from the day you receive it. But trust me, you're not going to need to use that. You're going to love this product. We also, if you want to just dive into getting a full bottle, we have 50% off a full bottle of Plexiderm, or maybe if you've been a user before and want to start up again. It's really 2 different options that are great. But this trial pack, if you just want to try it to see how effective it'll be for you, it's very affordable. Again, $14.95 plus free shipping. The only way to get that deal is to call that 1-800 number that's right there on your screen. That's 1-800-727-6719. You are a phone call away from forgetting about the number on your birthday. You're going to look 10 to 20 years younger in just 10 minutes.
Makes it easy to say yes, Scott. We always appreciate your time and your charisma. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Great to be with you as always, Rosie.
You can try Plexiderm today for just $14.95 with no automatic shipping by visiting plexidermtrial.com or by calling 1-800-727-6719. You will also receive free shipping by ordering right now. Again, go to plexidermtrial.com or call 1-800-727-6719. This segment is sponsored by Plexiderm.
We have a lot of fun here on Studio 512. If you missed any of our great segments, be sure to check out our website where we like to post the fun things we do. Our feed covers content like arts and entertainment, food and drink, fashion and beauty, home and garden, stuff for kids and pets, as well as information from area experts. In addition, you can check out web-exclusive content that you can only find on Studio512TV.com. We also love to post behind-the-scenes funny moments, outfit inspirations, and more on social media. Find us by searching for Studio 512 on your favorite platform. You don't want to miss a single post. Be sure to follow us, check out our website, and watch us every weekday at 11 a.m. right here on CW Austin. Content segments during Studio 512 were paid for by Meridell Achievement Center, Affordable Debt Consolidation, Plexiderm, and Gusto by Tips on TV.